Yeah, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Reacts and I watched the movie Hard Eyes. Yeah, I could have watched this movie on Valentine's Day. But, well, no. Actually I couldn't. No, I can't. Because Saturday we're gonna start with Children of the Corn. Finally I'm gonna watch that movie. We're gonna also watch Mamma Mia, which I've seen already, but I haven't seen the sequel yet. Yeah, I like ABBA, ABBA, whatever you want to call it, I just like the music, they have good music. So yeah, I just like the music because it's full of ABBA, and just a fun movie, and we're also gonna watch Saturday the 14th, which actually, I want to watch Friday the 13th, this Friday, but because I'm gonna watch movies that I want to watch, and I've seen Friday the 13th already. We're probably gonna stop with that franchise. So, otherwise we got Friday the 13th, then Saturday the 14th. So that was then nice back to back. But yeah, fuck that shit. But yeah, so like I said, it's already a bit planned in. So this movie was otherwise on Friday, but I didn't felt like watching Platoon today, so I just switched it with this movie. But before we go on, tomorrow you're gonna get Weird Science, Tenacious D, and Lord of the Flies from 1990. I'm curious as to the Tenacious D movie. But also, Alpha second channel on the keys where I do food streams every week from 10 to hot sauce and alcohol. And a third channel on the Reacts where I do primarily music, link down below in the description. And let's now continue. Well, let's just start with the movie. We see a couple holding hands, and they're holding hands like this or this, whatever. They're just standing, across from each other. Not next to each other. No, just across from each other. With a bow with some flowers on it. Like you see at a wedding. Those standard movie weddings. She says this is the best Valentine ever, and then they both look over to the sunset or whatever it is. Yeah, with a zoomed out shot, and she is also saying, "This is gorge." Ugh. No, he says, "Of course, because," and then they both say and think, "I've picked it." Good for you guys, Then we see a reflection. That wait. First, then we see a reflection of or of them, in a camera or some binoculars, or like the character. What was his name? I can't remember. Those nice binoculars. Um, while hearing so, a bit of a heavy breathing. Um, we're going back to the couple, and the guy is turning around, grabbing something like a strawberry, and then she uh, bites into it while moaning and chewing it, and then stops and says, "What the hell?" Spits it out in her hand, and she said, uh, "I said not in my food." I get it if you don't want to do that. You can chip a tooth or a molar like that. And he apologizes, then grabs it out of her hand and then puts it uh, on her finger. But we're also gonna leave that because if you want to know what's happening afterwards, move yourself. Um, that I don't know if I was him would really marry that woman, because she sounds pretty controlling, especially when after I stopped writing. The first thing that we see is then when he gives his vows, whatever. Um, she starts to mouth what he is saying. So she has written his vows or whatever you call them. Those words before you get married. She has written them for him to say to her. Yeah, well, we can see by that who's having the pants in the relationship. And it doesn't matter if if you have both the pants or just him the pants or just you or just her the pants, but you can see that, well, she's definitely having the pants. Um, and my horror movie theory kicked in because, well, not shortly after the photographer, which was the person that was the heavy breathing, he got stabbed. So he was about to take a picture, and then the hard eyes killer, the hack, just stabbed him with a machete through the camera into his face. Pretty nice, pretty nice. There was later in the movie, around maybe 45 minutes to an hour. Uh, yeah, around 45 minutes, I would say that. They were at a movie drive-in because the hack was after two people, the main person and some guy, JS. Because the killer thought that they were a couple, and apparently in this movie, the hack only goes after couples. And yeah, it was Valentine's Day, and they basically brought him, well, as they said, to an all-you-can-eat buffet. Well, but then all-you-can-kill buffet of couples. Yeah, of the drive-in movie theater thingy. But anyways, they were hiding in a van, and there were two hippies in the back, fucking, and they didn't mind apparently that they were super high, and they didn't mind that they were hiding in front of the van while they were busy in the back, and they were going hard, and then the killer opened the door, and she was screaming because she saw him, and the guy was looking up or something, and he's like Dexter from Dexter Morgan, from the show Dexter, stabbed him through the mouth. Well, that was not like Dexter, but the way he holds the knife. But anyway, through the mouth, and then he grabbed her head, and then bop, on the handle of the knife or sword or whatever. And we could see through the hole of her her neck or the other side of her mouth, which was pretty cool. What I found very weird is that the killer died a half hour before the end of the movie. So I thought, wait, the killer is dead, but we still have a half hour to go. What the fuck is going on, You're not gonna turn this into a romantic love story, are you? No. Because just like in Scream, there's not just one killer. And not just like in Scream, there are not two, but there are apparently three. Or three killers. Well, two left. Great. Unexpected. I have to be honest, when the killer died, and I thought, okay, you could not turn it into a love story, I really was kind of worried from that would bring the score down, but they didn't go for that option, luckily, So I think I will give this movie a high 4, low 5. Yeah, probably, yeah. Go watch the movie yourself, leave likes, recommend a good Valentine's movie down below in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel, check out my second channel Underdog Eats, where I do food drinks every week from time to time, also some alcohol, on my third channel Underdog Reacts, where I do primarily music, link down below in the description, and see you guys next time. Bye. Like I said, tomorrow you're gonna get Weird Science, Tenacious D, and Weird Science, Tenacious D, and Lord of the Flies from 1990. Yes, that's it. We've watched the 1963 version already on the channel. So go watch that one. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye.